variables. Before that, we have discussed the variables. Like last class, we have discussed variable, some part of the variable, and then we came to the local and global variable. So a local and global variable is the one kind of variable. Okay, one kind of variable. Local variable will be created inside the function. Inside the functions, whichever the variable you will create, that will be called a local variable. Which variable you will create outside the function, that will be called as global variable. So this global variable you will be able to access inside the function as well as outside the function. But local variable you will be able to access inside the function only. So how can you create that functions? So that we'll see in a function chapter. But as of now, you can see that def is the def is the command to create a function. So we'll see how like more details about the function in next class. So this also program we have discussed. This is the kind of global variable which can be accessed inside the function also and outside the function also. Yesterday I have explained you how to do that. Then we discussed this also inside the local variable, and then this x is equals to awesome is the global variable. X is equals to fantastic is a local variable. So when you write this print query, so it will fetch data from the inside the function only. It will give you the data from the inside the function only, that local variable. But this print function will work outside the function. It will take from the outside the function. So this will take x is equals to awesome. This will take x is equals to fantastic. So yesterday I have explained you that. The global keyword. Then coming to the global keyword. So there is a one method. Like yesterday we have discussed this as well. But when you want to declare inside the function variable as a global variable. If you want to define a variable inside the function as a global variable, then we have a keyword. Global is the keyword. If you will define inside the function, the variable before the variable, if you define it as a global, and then if you will mention as a variable, then it will act like a global variable. This you can access inside the function as well as outside the function also. If you declare inside the function the variable name as a global, then you will be able to access this function inside the function, this variable, this global variable, you will be able to access inside the function as well as outside the function. So that yesterday we have seen. I'm just revising it for you. Now you see here x is equals to awesome. You have created the global variable. Then again, you have inside the function, you have declared the variable, local variable as a global, using the global keyword. And you have changed the value to x is equals to fantastic. Now your x value will change here. Now x value will change. Now it will be x is equals to fantastic. And this you can run inside the function. It will give you x is equals to fantastic value. And outside the function also, it will give you x is equals to fantastic only. Because this local variable, you have declared it as a global. So this output will give you the fantastic. Python is fantastic. It will this value will be override by this value. It will override, this value will override this value. So this value will be erased, and then this value, new value will be this, because you have mentioned as a local variable as a global variable. So that is what your things. So yesterday we have finished, I guess, this one we have finished variable. So today we'll start with some other topics. Any doubt in this, guys? Anyone? Any doubt? I assume your silence as a no. Okay. So let's go for the next topic. Next topic will be data types. Oh, yesterday we have discussed data type also. Correct, guys? No? We have discussed this complex, guess. Till complex we have discussed. What guys, you are giving the false information. You wasted 5 minute time. Okay. Are you able to hear me, guys? Anyone? Anyone is finding difficulties in hearing? So yesterday we discussed about the complex as the data type. We have discussed yesterday as a data type, as a numeric data type. Like yesterday we have seen that what are the different types of data types we have: numeric data types, string data type, sequence data type. In sequence data types, we'll have list, tuple, and range. List, tuple, and range, and set, and frozen set. Mapping. In mapping, we have the dictionary. DICT is a stand for dictionary. Okay, and then Boolean, bool. Okay. Now, Python numeric data type. We'll see. We have discussed yesterday Python numeric data type. When you declare a value as an integer, that will be called as numeric data type. So in numeric data types, you have three types: int, float, and complex. Let me show you numbers. Okay. So here, so numeric data type will have int, float, and complex. Int, float, and complex. So these are all integer value. This is the float value. Okay, this is the float value. Inside the numeric value, we'll have the integer, float, and complex value. So this is an example of your integer value. And then this is the example which will contain decimal point, dot point, which will be considered as a floating point, float data. Now, if you'll see, Python support different numerical types. One is int data type, float data type, and then complex data type. Okay, so three types of data types it will support. Then this is the integer data type, This is the integer data which will have the data type as a int. Okay, data type as int. Int data type. Int data types. This one of float data type. You can say that float data type. Okay. This whatever the value it is containing, 2.8, it's a float data type, and you don't have to declare what type of data type it is. The moment you will assign the value, it will be considered as a that data type. Now Z is equals to complex data types, where in complex data types, this is the 5 plus 1j or something like 6 plus 2j, all these things which will contain j, it will be considered as an imaginary part. This is a real part, real data. This is called as imaginary data. Okay. So yesterday we have discussed all these things. Int also we have discussed. This is a kind of integer data. Yeah, we have done. Just I'm revising it because few people have not informed me yesterday. Correct. So that's what I'm doing it again. Okay, so float data types which will contain the decimal, decimal value. So that will be considered as a float data types. It will consider negative as well as positive. Okay, so like that we have seen, and it will your float data type will consider as a exponential value also. Now complex will consider as a real value plus imaginary value. 5j is considered as a imaginary value. 3 is considered as a real value. 5j is considered as a imaginary value. It can be positive, it can be negative. Okay, so now if you want to run this one, let's run this one and then we'll move forward. Now, if you see, if I run this one, so if you run this one, it will say what you have to change this main to current. So run it and then see the value. Class complex. This is the type of complex data. Complex data type. So this is what the value you have. Now, if you see one thing I have explained yesterday, last point we have explained 10, 7. So 10 is a real data to form. If you want to form complex data, so 10 is a real part of the complex data, complex number. 10 is a real part and imaginary part is 7. So if you want to construct a complex number, then there is a function by name complex, and if you'll declare as a real and imaginary, the value will be taken from here. 10 will be real and then 7 will be imaginary, and extra j will be added. Okay, so output will be this. So when you'll print complex number forward, now format complex number format, and complex number, whatever the variable you have declared, you'll give this one, and then it will be printed as like formed only. Now, the new topics what we are going to discuss, your type conversion. So how it is going to work. So if you want to convert, your data from one format to another format, okay, one format to another format, so you can use type conversion function. So type conversion function. So we'll see this one. We have another typecasting. So this is the same thing. Now you can read this one, which will give you the proper idea about this. Okay, guys. So in Python, casting means what? You are going to cast one type to another type. Okay, specify a variable type. There may be times. When you want to specify a type on a variable. Okay, a type of on a variable. This can be done using the casting. If you want to change from one type to another type, I mean like float to int to float, or into string. If you want to change your data from one format to another format, then you are going to use casting function. So Python is an object-oriented language. Python is also an object-oriented language, and as such, it uses classes to define data types, including the primitive types. So this is not required. Okay. Casting in Python is therefore done using the constructor function. So these are all constructor functions. So we'll see in what is constructed in class. Okay. So int, open bracket, close bracket, float, open bracket, close bracket, string, open bracket, close bracket. Now, if you want to convert your data in integer, what you have to do, you have to mention the variable name and then which value you want to convert to integer. So one is already in integer format. So it will give you int only. Okay. Then y is equals to int. This is the float value, and this float value you are converting to int value. Now, if you'll run this one, it will be converted to int and it will print 2 only. Y will be 2. 0.8 will be deleted. 0.8 will be removed from this and it will give you 2 as an output, because it is going to print integer. Integer will not contain the decimal, but this is in float value. So you are going to convert in integer value. So which will give you 2 only here. Now z is equals to int and 3 in a double quote. 3 in a double quote. when you see any value which is mentioned in a single quote or double value, that will be considered as a string value. That will be considered as a string value. Now, when you use int, open bracket, and then string value, any string value, if you'll use like this, then the value will be converted to the integer value. The value will be converted to integer value. Now, if whatever the value we have, if you run this one and see the value, okay? Now see the value. So if I'll run this one, you will not get anything. You will not get anything in this because you are not printing here, correct? You're not printing anything here. So what you have to do, you have to print the value, print, and then X here. Same thing for other two also. Here Y and here Z. Okay, now you print and then see. So you see 1, 2, 2.8 becomes 2, and then 3 numeric value, it become 3 string value. 3 is a string value here. It become integer. When you declare int as a function to convert string or float, if you want to convert string or float, if you want to convert into the integer, then you have to take it as a int, open bracket, close bracket. This is kind of constructor only. So that will learn in a class function what is constructor. As of now, you can say that those values. Now this is the int value. How to convert the value which is there in a float and the string or the integer to integer, that we have learned. Now we are going to convert below value in float value. We are going to convert below value in a float value. Now if you see here, you are going to convert this value into float. So 1 is an integer which does not contain any decimal. So when you run float, open bracket 1, close bracket, it will be converted in a float. Means decimal will be added extra. After decimal 0 only it will be added, but it will be converted in a float value, float data. This is the floating point data. Okay. Now this, if you are going to convert it, you'll get the same value because this already in a floating point. It's already in floating. Okay. Now if you convert this one, the string data into float, then it will give you 3.0. 3.0. This value will give 4.2 only, because this, when you write any value inside single quote or double quote, it will be assumed as a like float one. If any value, if you're writing inside the single quote and double quote, it will be considered as a string data. That will be considered as a string data. If any value, if you mention inside the single quote and double quote, that will be considered as a string data. So you're going to convert string data into the floating point. So when you mention float function, float, open the bracket, close the bracket, inside that, whatever the value you want to pass, you can pass, and then it will be converted in a proper floating value. Proper floating value, it will be converted. Proper floating value, it will be converted. Now if you'll see the value, anyway, its output is given, but we'll run and then I'll show you. Now you run and then see whatever the things you have seen here, it will show 1, then 2.8, and then 3, 3.0, and then 4.2. So this is the way you can convert the integer or string value to the float value. That is what the typecasting. Now, if you want to convert into the string, if you want to convert to the string, so this is already in a string format, but they have just shown you that how to convert in string into string only. Okay, this to integer value, if you want to convert in a string, then you have to use str, open bracket, close bracket, and the value, whatever the value you want to convert into the string, it will be converted. Now you see here 2 is in a single quote. 2 is in a single quote. This 3 also will be in a single quote when you use string function, string typecasting, string typecasting. Okay, string typecasting. Now if you run this one, it will show you the value, whatever it's showing as a output here. Now S1 is in string and 2 and 3.0. So this is what the things, but we are not able to imagine here what type of data type it is having. So if you want to find the data type, do we have that? If you want to find the data type, what type of data type it is having, then you have to declare as a type function. Type function again, and inside this value, you can mention like this. It will give you what data type it is having. Now see, string data type. So if you want to find the data types, you can mention like this, and it will give you that what type of data type it is having. So you have converted your integer value, string value, and your float value into string using str function. If you want to find after this what type of data type it is having after applying all this function, so it will give you the type of data types. What type of data types we have after applying all these things. So you can find like this. If you use type, open bracket, close bracket, it will give you the value. Now see, this is of string data. Okay, this also. So Z also of type string. Now see, type string. Okay, this is what the typecasting, guys. This is what the typecasting value you have. Okay, so this is completed. So that is what the things we have. Now next one, if you see here, so type conversions we have done. Okay, so same thing is there. Okay, if you want to convert complex, so let me run this as well. So it will give you proper idea of this. Okay. Now, if you see here, x is equals to 1, which is of type int value. This is the float value. This is the complex value. Now, you are going to convert x value to float value, which is int value. X is int value, and you are going to convert int value to float value here using this one. Okay, here you are going to convert y is in float value. Y is in float value, and you are going to convert this float value to int value. Convert from float to int value. Float to int value. Okay, and you are storing this value into b variable. Now again, you are assigning b equals to, means this value will be stored in b, new value. Okay. Now c is equals to complex. So x is nothing but int value. X is in nothing but int value, and you are converting int value to complex value. You are converting integer value to complex value. So complex will consider imaginary plus the complex will consider real plus imaginary part, real value plus imaginary part. Okay, so now these are value. When you use print a b c, it will print whatever the value you have for a b c, because this value you are storing in a, and this value you are storing in b, and this value you are storing in c. Okay, now you are printing the value of a b c, and here you are printing the type of the value. Type of A, B, C, what type of data type it is having after conversion. So C will print complex, type will be complex. B will print, this value will print, B is having the integer value. So it will print int value, integer data type. Then this value will print float data. A will print float data type. Now run and see the value. So first you are getting the value 1.0, where 1 is equals to integer. You are converting into float. Then 2 is nothing but your float value, which you are converting to the integer, C is nothing but Z is equals to 1J. So C, Z value, okay. So X value only you are converting into complex value. X value only you are going to convert into the complex value, because this X value is nothing but int value. Now you are converting int to complex. Now this will print as a value 1 plus 0j. 1 plus 0j. Now see, 1 plus 0j is printing. So format of your complex numbers are a plus ij. A plus, bj, something like that. Okay. So where A is a imaginary part, B is a imaginary part. A is real part and B is imaginary part. Now, if you run this one, you will get the value as what type of data types it is having. So first, it's got converted to float. This one got converted to int. This got converted to complex. So same thing is printing here. So like this, you can do in and out on the Python. So Python is very easy, guys. Python is very easy. It's not like you have to struggle a lot to understand that. But definitely when you'll go in a complex query, so there definitely like you need a more practice to write a complex query. Easy query, you can write it by referring the value. But one challenge is there in a Python. So one challenge is there in a Python. What is that challenge? So there are so many small things are there. There are so many small things are there. So if you want to remember those things, if you want to remember those things, then you need to remember a lot. You need to remember a lot because you may forget it after doing so much of things. Also small things, you will able to forget it. But once you'll crack the interview and you will be start working, you will have the best friend. Your best friend will be there who will help you. So who is your best friend? So Google will be your best friend. Any IT company you go, Google is a best friend. Okay. Any kind of help, if you are struggling to write the query and all inside the project, you can take help from the Google and you can make your own life easy. So now if you see here, we are going to learn random value. So you can read this one. Okay, guys. So now what is random values? Now what is random values? So Python does not have a random function. Python does not have a random function. Okay, to make a random number. Okay, so a random number means what? By the name itself is saying that random. Okay, so if you are going to pick randomly from the crowd of the people, so what you'll do? You'll not make a queue. You will not make a queue. You will just pick the random people from the crowd. Correct. So random value you will pick from the crowd. So that is the meaning of random here. So if you want to pick, if you want to get the value, random value from 1 to 10, so it will not give you in a order. It will not give you in a order. It will give you in a it will give you randomly. It will give you randomly. So 1, 5, 10, 7, 2, 3, like that it will give you. Okay. So that is what the things we have. Now, if you see here how to do that, Python does not have random functions to make a random number, but Python has a built-in model called random. Built-in model will be there. So that is called as package. So random package will be there. If you import that package, then it will make the value in a random order. It will make a value in a random order. Okay, so import random and then print random dot rand range 1 comma 10. So if you run this one, what value you will get? Import the random module and display a random number between 1 to 9. Let's see the value, how much it will come. Now see, it's saying that 6, the randomly it's printing. It's a printing 6 as a random value. Okay, it's picking up one value random. Okay. Now, if you run again, the another value it will come. Now see 8 is coming. So randomly it's picking the data from 1 to 10. If you'll make it 100 here, 100 here, then it will pick in between 1 to 100 any other value. Randomly it's picking. It's not having any formula which value it will pick. Now 65, now 74, now 49, now 44. 98, like randomly it's picking the value between 1 to 10. So you have to import the random. Python does not have random function. Python does not have random function which will convert your value into the random, like it will not give you output as a random value. So if you want to make your data into random, so you have to import the random package, random module from the like Python. Okay, so if you import this random, then you are authorized to do the random application on the value. Random, you can use the random function on the value. So random dot rand range, okay, 1 comma 10, 1 comma 10. So this is the things you have to write it properly. Okay, so something like you have to remember this part, but I'm not sure like whether they will ask in interview or not. Definitely, like I'm just adding your ETL testing with the Python knowledge, so that like in interview you can conference with the confidence you can say that yes, I know Python. Okay, and any value if they'll ask, you should not bluff. Like you will be able to answer. Like if it's not 100% perfect also, if you will take 60-70% here and there, they will feel that yeah, you have knowledge on Python, because nowadays a trend is going on like SQL plus Python they're asking, like some of the company, not all. So I'm just hoping that you get the best deal, and then if you'll mention Python things, like your selections will be more, chances will increase more, and then package also they'll give you more. Just learn this one. It's not rocket science, so easy things. If you learn this one, it will be your life will be easy. And anyway, like in the upcoming batch, in the next batch, we are going to discuss, Selenium also, which there, like if you can mention that also, like Selenium basic, I'll cover here also, few things, few part. But in future, like we'll have the proper Python Selenium things. So if you are learned completely ETL testing and you got job anywhere, then it's fine. So that ETL testing is more than sufficient to get you a job. Okay. But next one is like if you want if you want to learn, if you got selected in any of the company and if you want to learn Python Selenium, that will be good, because Java Selenium is very vast. It's not a cup of tea. Like everyone cannot learn that one. Like it's Java, I feel like it's very challenging, very challenging. And then writing Java program and then doing Selenium, it's like kind of, I feel for myself it's impossible after having so many of years of experience and having so much of good positive feedback from the project and then interview and all these things. So I feel like Java using Selenium is a nightmare, and then I cannot do it. But Python Selenium is easy. You can add in your project, or you can add a project on all this. I'm working on that. I'll in time by time I'll update you accordingly. But get job in ETL testing, and we'll teach you the Python Selenium also once you'll get into the project. Okay. First priority will be you have to get a job in ETL testing, and then you go for the Python Selenium. Okay, now following is an example to show the usage of integer, float, and complex number. Okay, so if you want to convert, so following is an example of show the usage of integer, float, and complex number. What is that? Print the type of value. Okay, so this is the type of integer. It will print the type of variable having value a is integer. It will print float type. I have explained you this already, so I don't think so I have to run this. This will print complex data type. Class is complex, like that. Okay, if you want we can run it, but just a waste of time. Just printing class type is int, class type is float, and class type is complex. So we'll make it fast, and then we'll go for another thing. Let me put the charger. I don't have charging. It will be off. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what are the Python string data types? String data type. Okay, this is very important things. Let me see list data types. Okay, so this is just a data types. We are going to learn the data types only. What is string data types? Then we'll have a list data types. Then we'll have a tuple data type, and then we'll have a Python dictionary data types. Python dictionary data types, and then we'll have a Boolean data type. All these things. Okay. So these are the things we are going to learn, and down most values are true, some values are false. Functions can learn Boolean. Okay, these are all Boolean data types only. All are easy only. Python data type conversion that already we have done. Okay, so let's start with this. It's a big chapter, data type, because so many are there for the data type. Okay, so many data types are there here. Okay, so we are going to discuss string data type. Just read this one. This is very important. This string in Python are very important. Like so many things are there on string. String value, we can do so many things. Okay, guys. So what is this Python string data types? What is this Python string data types? So Python string are identified as a contiguous set of characters represented in quotation mark. So if any string value you write, A is equals to, consider that I want to write hello. So this is a wrong format. Hello Python. Like this, if I'm writing, this is a wrong format. So what is the correct format? Either you can mention this one in a single quote, or you mention in a double quote. If or you mention in a double quote, then it will be considered as a string. This will be considered as a string data, and data types will be what for this one? String data types. Okay, so A is equals to hello Python. When you write like this, A is equals to hello Python, then your your value, it will start from H will be at the position of 0, E will be position of E1, L 3, and then second L will be at the fourth position, and O will be at fifth position. Means your numbering of the position start from 0. In SQL, what we have seen, it was starting from 1. So you remember, guys, in string and substring, what we have discussed. So the position was 1, but in Python, your numbers will be started from numbers will be started from 0. H will be at 0 position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So O will be at fourth position. Sorry, it was not fifth position. It's on fourth position. 0, 1, 2, 2, and then 3, and then 4. Then space 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. And the negative side will be, I guess this one will be -1, and then -2, -3, like that it will be. Okay. So we'll see that how it will be, like in upcoming topics, we'll see. Okay. Python allows for either pair of single or double quotes. Okay. Python allows So Python allow for either pair of single or double quote. So you can mention your string in a single quote or double quote. You can mention your string in a single quote or double quote. Subset of a string can be taken using the slice operator. Subset means what? Substring. The piece of character. You remember substring function in SQL? So piece of character. If you want to find out the piece of character, then the Python is using the slice operator. Slice operator. Remember this slice operator. Important concept. Slice operator. Inside the square bracket, it will come. Inside the square bracket. Uh, Okay, so slice operator. So inside the square bracket, you will mention the value. Now, this is the method like slice operator where like colon will be used for the slicing your operator and to find the subset of substring, subset or substring. Okay, so like this. So subset of a string can be taken using the slice operator. Subset of a string can be taken using the slice operator. It will be like a square bracket and then a square bracket using the slice with indexes starting at 0. I told you like this h will be at the 0 position, at the 0 position in the beginning of the string and working their way from -1 at the end. So it's a starting from here. This value will be considered as a -1, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Like that, it will move on. So last value will be considered as a -1, and this value h will be considered as a 0. So it's a starting from the 0th position and ending, it will start from the -1 position. Okay, the plus sign is string concatenation. So we have seen double pipe in SQL. Here it's a plus symbol to add to string value. You can use plus symbol to concate two string values. So the plus symbol is the string concatenation operator, and asterisk is to repetition operator in Python. Repetition means if you'll mention a star, something like a star into 2, so this will be printed 2 times. Okay, prints string 2 times, like hello into 2 if you'll mention, hello into 2 if you'll mention, then it will print hello, 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 hello. Okay, so we'll see that one, how it works. So let's take this part here. Okay, let's take this part and then we'll see the output. Now see here, what is the string we have? String is hello world. String is hello world. Okay, tomorrow I'll start at 8 o'clock only class, most probably. Okay, so if I'll not have meeting, then 8 o'clock, otherwise 8:50 will start. So tomorrow we'll cover more part. And then next week we'll try to complete all the things, but I'm not sure like next week we'll be able to complete or not, because when I teach, if I'll not satisfy, then I'll go a little slow, so that like people should understand. Like you see how many people are there in batch, but how many people are serious? No one is serious because the fees are very less. They have to pay. If they have to pay more, then definitely they will join it. Okay, but this is the scenario what we have, so that's what like I have made it some minimum charges, so that like we should not have free student. If I have not made this much also, so we couldn't have 0 attendance. Okay, so that is what the things. Now if you see here, if I'll run this one, then you see the value. Okay, so what is the string we have here? String is hello world. String is hello world. Don't see the output, just see the this one, hello world. String is hello world. Okay, this string, whatever the variable you have given here, so it will print that value. Okay, that value. Now it's saying that string at the position of 0, like slicing operator it's using inside this square bracket, it is using the slicing operator, print str0. Okay, so what it will print? It will print h. So it's printing h here. So if you see here, what it will print? 2 to 2 is to 5, means 0, 1, 2. So 2, 3, 4, and then space 5. LLO. Correct. No, 5 will be not added here. 5 will be not added here. So what it will print? Up to 4 only it will print. Fifth will be excluded. Okay, fifth will be not counted in this one. So fifth will be not counted in this one. So 2, 3, 4. So 2, 3, 4. 3 characters it will print. Okay, 3 characters it will print. Now see here. If you'll run this one, it will print 3 characters. There is no space. If you'll make it 6, then up to 5 it will print. Up to 5 means up to like this it will print. Up to space it will print. Now run and then see. Now see, a space will be there. So now you are able to see the space also is there. Now if you make it as a 7, then it will be printed till what is that? 1, 0, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So up to 6 it will print. Till W it will print. LLO space W. Now run and see. Got it, guys? So 7 will be excluded. The last what you will mention, that will be excluded. Before that number 7 minus 1, 6 it will be considered. Up to 6 character it will be printed. Now if you want to print string starting from third character. Okay, so if you want to print the data from the second character till the end, so you don't have to mention the end destination. Nothing you have to mention at the position of end. So it will be considered from the second, print everything. From second, print everything. So it will print like this. If you want to print 2 times of string, like hello world, so it will print hello world, okay? So like this. And then if you want to concate, this string hello world plus taste, hello world and taste. So it will print hello world taste. So you can add a space in between this. You can add a space in between this. Let me try it. How can we do that? Double quote, space, double quote, and then again, I guess plus symbol. If I'm not wrong. Now you see here. Now see, we got the space here. The space. So like this, you can use the space also. Okay, in using the double quote, and then you give the space in between that. So how much space you want? That much space. So that much of a space it's printing. So this is what the your string format, guys. This is what the string format. Any doubt, guys? Anyone? Okay. So just practice that one, and then list data type. So list is a types of collection. So that in detail we'll learn in the list function. Okay. So when you will see list collection, that time we'll see what is the list. But now we are learning what is the list data type. Just go through this one. Just try it. Okay. I don't think so, but there will be method to print it. Okay, try it using the double quote and plus symbol. And let me the output also. Let me know the output also. Just see this also. Venkatesh, are you there in a call? Venkatesh? Okay, he's not there. So what is my plan, no, guys? So what we'll do, like once we'll complete this Python full syllabus. Okay, so I'll give you 1 week of break. Okay, 1 week of break, and then we'll ask Venkatesh to do one round of group discussion. We'll ask Venkatesh to do one round of group discussion. Okay, and so that like you can prepare topic by topic and discuss in the group discussion. If you'll discuss in the group discussion, it will be very useful for you to understand that things. So 1 week I'll ask Venkatesh to take the group discussion, and your Python will be very strong. Your Python will be very strong, and then when Selenium will start, it will help you a lot. And anyway, like we are not going in a depth level of Python Selenium, but Python I'm making sure that you will have the all the knowledge, like you will have all the basic to medium level of knowledge. I'm not going to make you perfect, but will definitely will have the good knowledge. And after the finishing of the class, if you'll prepare properly and will attend the group discussion, then definitely you will have the very good knowledge on this. Okay, so we are going to learn Python list data types. We are going to learn Python list data types. Python lists are the most versatile compound data types. Python lists are most versatile compound data types. A Python list contains items separated by commas and enclosed within the square bracket. Your list will be created. Your list, by the name itself, is saying that list. You will have list of values. You will have so many values. Okay. So a Python list contains items separated by commas and enclosed within the square bracket. So in square bracket, so you can mention the all the values, whatever the values you want to mention. If it's a string, then inside the single quote. If it's a new numbers, then you don't have to mention the single quote. But inside the string, you can mention string as well as number, float, complex, whatever the value you want to mention, you can mention. So this is the way you can create the list item. So list item can be created using the square bracket. And whatever the things we have learned for the string, that slicing operator, guys, the same method it will apply here also. Okay, so this value will be considered as a 0. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Okay, so total 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values, but it will start from 0. Okay, so a small list also you can create. Okay, so a Python list contains items separated by comma. So each and every item will be separated by comma. Okay, and enclosed within the square bracket. Enclosed within the square bracket. The values stored in a Python list can be accessed using the slicing operator, slicing or slice operator. Okay, and with indexes starting with 0, ending with 1, -1. So it's a -1, guys. It's a -1. Okay, the plus sign is for to concat the operator. The plus sign is to concat the operator. Okay, so this is what the thing. So same thing what you have seen in the string, same thing is there, but here you have inside the list so many values are there. You can mention so many values. Now, okay, so now if you see here, this is the kind of list. So you have creating list equals to, and then a square bracket. Inside the square bracket, you're mentioning your values using the comma separated. You are using all the values using the comma separated. Now you have created your small list, which will consider only two values. One value also you can create the list, so there is no problem. Now, if you want to, if you'll print here, print list, whatever the value it contains, it will print that one. It will print that one. So if you'll mention print list of 0, then it will print first value, because this will be at the 0 position, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So at the 0 position, so you can find out the 0 position. If you'll give here 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 means what? 0 and 1 from here, and 0, 1, 1, 2 up to here. So 3 means 3 will be not included. 3 is excluded. 3 is excluded. So till 2 only it will print. 1, 2. 2 values only. 1, 2, 3. You can think like up to 3, but it's not up to 3. It's before 3. Whatever the value will come up before 3, like 2, it will be considered as a 2. Now here you can see the output. We'll explain you that one. Okay. If you want to print all the values from 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. From 2 all the value it will print. This value will print all the values. And this one, if you want to multiply into 2, so it will give you 2 times. 1, 2, 3 John, 1, 2, 3 John. 2 times it will print. And then if you want to concat these two values, so it will give you one value. So this will become 5 plus 2, 7 values it will print. Let's run and then see the value. Now, what is the list we have? This is the list which contains 5 values, comma separated values. This is the list which contains 2 values, comma separated values. So if you print list, so it will give you first list value. First list value it will give you. First list value it will give. Now, first list value are, these are the first list value. Okay. And then when you want value which is at the 0th position, like first value you want to print, so you have to mention as print, open the bracket, list, in the square bracket, slicing operator, 0. So it will give you the ABCD. And this, if you want to print 1, 2, 3, so it will give 0, 1, 7, 8, 6, and then up to here 1, 2 value it will give. 3 will be excluded, so you are getting 1, 2. Now, if you run like this, so it from 2, 0, 1, 2, from 2, it will print all the values, 3 values. So 3 values it is printing. Okay. Now, if you run this like this into 2, means this will be multiplied with 2. 1, 2, 3 John, 1, 2, 3 John. Whatever I have told, that's correct. Okay. Next one, if you want to concat two list, the list plus tiny list, it will be first 5 value from the first list and then last 2 values from the second list. So it's in order. So if you'll mention tiny list first and then list, tiny list plus list, then this value will come first and this value will come last. So like this, you can use the, list the data types. So we'll see in the details later, but we'll conclude tuple data type and we'll make it over class. Dictionary is there, Boolean, again, it will take some times. So tomorrow, maybe initial 10 minutes, we'll discuss past this one. And then data type conversion anyway have done. Okay, this is not required. This is not required. Okay, all these things we have already seen. So it will be over, and in 10 minutes tomorrow it will be over. Then we'll move to string is done. String is not done. No, string is done, guys. No. So string data type is done, but in detail level we'll see what are the strings are there. So small topics only. Then we'll discuss list. We'll discuss in details. Numbers we have done already. Operators will do it tomorrow. Okay, so it will be done. So from next week, list tuple one day, set dictionary another day, and then this and this one day, this one day. Like we'll try to complete on the till Thursday next week, but 1 or 2 classes it will go extra. Okay. So that is what my plan. So let's discuss the tuples. You want to stop or you want to continue? Can you confirm in the chat box, guys? Okay, guys. So people are tired. So we'll stop it. So tomorrow we'll discuss Python tuple data types, and then we'll discuss Python dictionary data types. Okay, these are all we are going to discuss in detail. It's just the data types. So you will get idea of this list, tuple, set, and a set we don't have dictionary here. So data types will all three will discuss here, which will give you a brief, like a basic idea of the collections. So these are the very important topics in Python. Set, dictionary, list, tuples are very important topics. Okay, so when you will play with the data, you are going to use it different. So then Python Boolean data types. In this, I made it large. We'll try to filter it out, but it's all easy only. Okay, so we'll disconnect and then we'll meet tomorrow evening, guys. Yeah, tomorrow we'll do. Okay, so tomorrow I'll try to like start the class early, and we'll have more class. Now it's 9:30 already, and people are saying that enough, and not most of the people are not joined, so it's okay. Okay, guys, let's move to tomorrow. Anyway, like we have started on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All 5 days we have the class this week. So it's a good. Okay, bye everyone. Take care. We'll upload the sessions. Hope you everyone got the access. Whoever not got the access, drop your email. Okay. Bye everyone.